try. Did you hear it?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to record the 7 o'clock session each week, and it'll go up Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how the schedule is going. And the big thing about it is that it records up into the cloud so that somebody else will be signing in and pulling it out of the cloud. You have to download it into your computer, format it, and then upload it to the site. So it can be a little bit time consuming. And so, yeah, so that's just so you know that the 7 o'clock will get recorded each week. We're going to start each week like we were doing today. We'll be online. The room will open up between 10 to 15 minutes early so people can come in, and we'll be doing that informal check-in before we start the recording so that we can just, know what's going on and keep track of each other and encourage one another. And then at 7, we'll have a prayer and jump into the study. So what I'm going to do is just kind of walk us through a few things, and then I'm going to stop the recording, and then we're going to do more back and forth, because the stuff we're doing today is not as much about the Bible study as it is about getting to know each other and setting up some parameters and things like that. So all that more personal things, we don't need that up on the online, right? What we want people to know is that how it's going to run. So we'll start in, we'll have an opening prayer, and then we'll do a little bit of check-in around the scriptures. So we'll ask people if there was anything that really stood out, something that they found helpful, or something that inspired them, or something that made them go, what? Whatever. What did you experience in your reading in the past week? And so we'll let everybody share a little bit about that, 1 or 2 sentences, do a little bit of check-in, and we might even have a little bit of conversation about some of the things that come up. So we imagine that portion will take, like 20 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes. And then we'll, the facilitator for the night will talk with you about some of the stuff that they felt was really important. If nobody else has already brought it up, they'll bring up some other stuff that they really want people to notice and check in about, and there'll be some discussion about those things. And then we'll have a few minutes where the facilitator will then look ahead. So as we get towards the end of the hour, we'll spend some time looking at what's coming up. What things might you want to pay special attention to in the coming week? And so that you're prepared for that. And then we'll have a time at the end to talk about, for people to make a little pitch for what's going on in their own congregation, and then the closing prayer. So let me say that in the one of the primary reasons that we're testing this out and trying to do this a circuit-wide study is to help our congregations not be so isolated. We have about eight congregations in Sonoma County, and we kind of all are doing our own little thing. And while we're doing our own little thing, attendance at all of them is starting to decline and dwindle. And looking at it, I'm thinking, this cannot be God's plan, that we just off all on our own, just dwindling away. This cannot be. Maybe if we talk with each other, maybe if we encourage each other, maybe as we start to build relationships, we might find new ways to do ministry that can help reverse that trajectory and start new ways of doing stuff. But also, in every church, there are pastors leading Bible study, which means that we have 8 pastors doing the same thing, right? So maybe if we shared that responsibility, we might, when it's not our turn to lead the Bible study, we could be doing something else with other people, seeing what kinds of new ministries there are out there, that new ways to reach out and touch people with the gospel. So there was a couple of reasons why the circuit we discussed, and we thought that this would be something. It's not a radical departure from what we've been doing, but it is a change, something new that we're going to try. And so part of what we're trying to do is to build up those relationships. we don't have a lot of people from other churches, but on right now, but we'll be talking about that more in a little bit. And then the reason why I'm here tonight is because it's the orientation. So I'm just doing the big overview of how it's going to go. And then Pastor Peter will be taking over, except that Pastor Peter will be out of state on July the 11th. And, we're going to start reading together on July the 3rd. And so the first Tuesday would be July the 4th, where we would only have read 2 chapters. So, and it's a holiday, right? So we're going to not meet on the 4th. And then on the 11th, Pastor Peter will be out of state. So I will be doing the session on the 11th, and then he will come back and take over. This first section, Luke Acts, is his area of specialty. And so we're going to have a really good study with him. And he does a great job. So we'll be looking forward to that. And then, and just to say, for those who maybe don't realize it, but Luke and Acts were written by the same person. So that's why we're reading them together. And we wanted to start with a gospel. We'll be reading all of the gospels, of course, but not in order. We're not starting at, Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. We're reading things in a different order that might help go with some of the seasons and what's going on in the Christian year and in our churches. So it's going to be a little bit different. And then one of the things that's really nice about being in a circuit Bible study is that the lay leader at Windsor is gifted with tech, and they have put together, I sent out to all the clergy in the circuit, I sent out the readings for the whole year. So we've already got the readings out for the whole year. And so in Windsor, they took that and they've put together a calendar for the first 6 months already. And each day it has what the reading is. And then it has a link that you can press on, and it'll open up the reading in the CEB. That's not C. I don't remember what the C is for. It's English Bible, but it's like the current sort of a thing, right? So anyway, common English Bible. That's what it is, Common English Bible. So it'll open up a written link to that. And then it has an audio link. You could push on that and it'll actually read it to you, which is great. If you've got, a commute, you can just put the Bible on as you drive in and you can listen to it, which is helpful. I just want to lift that up. So I'm going to be sending that out to everybody. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of who all is here right now. So I make sure that I get that out to everybody. But we're also for everybody who's at First Church, it'll be in the what's happening too, so that you can find it each week. But and then one other thing is that the link for this session, it's the same link all the time. It's the same link as the 2 o'clock session, the 7 o'clock session, every week. Anytime we have a meeting, it's the same link. So you don't have to think, which link do I click on? It's just, this is the New Testament of the Year link. That's all. There's just one link. And so you can join 2 o'clock sometimes if that works for your schedule better and stuff. Okay, so that's a basic overview. Do you have some questions about the basic overview? Yes, Pamela.
Well, if we're not meeting on the 3rd, are we going to be reading does the reading start ahead of us meeting on the 11th? Are we going to have 2 weeks worth of readings to discuss on the 11th?
You will have 7 days, because you read the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th off on the weekend, 8th and 9th, and then back on the 10th and 11th. So there will be 7 chapters you would have read when you get together. On the
11th, we should have read 7 chapters.
7 chapters, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else have any general questions? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Let's figure out how to do that. Oh, here it is. Okay.